Hello, my loves. Welcome to Bahati Life YouTube channel. If you're meeting for the first time, my name is Jessica Alexandria, and it is an honor to be able to share with you today. Now, for those of you that are old friends and family to the YouTube channel, welcome back. You guys know you are just my whole heart, and I just send you guys all of my love. Please, 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 please pardon my appearance. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good, but sometimes when I don't have on makeup and I'm not done up, it doesn't reflect. That's not why you're here though. You're here because I have a message. I have it all spread out right now, and I debated on where this message should go, which led me then to remind myself that it's not my will. At the end of the day, it's not my will. It's what the divine wants for it, and I give that over. I want to say that with this message, I couldn't tell exactly who or what it was for, because it felt like it could be applied to a feminine energy or a masculine energy. I feel like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. There was this overarching feeling of being in the present moment, whatever that looks like. And someone will immediately say, okay, that doesn't really apply to me because I am focusing on being positive. This is my message because I'm focusing on being positive. I'm thinking from the lens of being optimistic. Everything is going well in my life, or things aren't going well in my life, but I'm handling this better than I would expect, or I am sending an intention for my own healing. I'm going to get to that point, and at that point, when I get there, I'm going to be totally different. These energies that Spirit was showing are not helpful to you right now. They're not helpful, not because you're not setting the intention for your own healing, but it's because you are trying to be cunning with your own healing. It's almost like the root. Spirit showed me that the root of this is anxiety. It's not that you don't trust the process of your healing or trust in the divine. It's just that you don't want to be led astray from disappointment, from failure, from a breakup, from something that could really, whatever might be triggering the anxiety and pulling you out of your core state of being, which is someone who is gentle and kind and loving and supportive. I don't know why, but even as I'm talking now, Spirit is referring to like the bones, the things that it is that we live through. Yeah, I just get this sense of like just like my body gets weak when I am thinking about these bones. The bones represent the parts of ourselves that we hide them, or we don't intentionally hide them, but we put them away. We don't really deal with them. And then we forget that they're sitting there in our closets or in our backyards or in the back of our mind. And they start to cover with dust, or they start to, just get buried like over time. They don't change though. There's something about the fact that these bones, they don't change. They're just fragmented parts of ourselves that we've scattered along the playground. I want to say playground of our lives. What we tried, and I think Spirit is showing the word playground because it's how we try to make our lives joyful and fun and exciting. Our intention sometimes as human beings is to make things other than what it is, because we're wired to survive. We don't want to be uncomfortable. We want to have fun. We want to have vitality. We want to thrive. And I want to tell you that Spirit was kind of showing me that this cunning approach, which it's not malicious, it's your intention to make something out of your current situation, which is intelligent. But for your own sake of well-being, if you are trying to find ways to escape your current reality, or to mask or cover up your feeling or the current with optimism and positivity, it's not okay when it's coming from an infected spot of anxiety or tension. And Spirit is in this moment calling that out. In this moment, whatever this looks like for you, whether you feel like you're just doing so well, or if the shit is hitting the fan in your life, your angels and your guides, this moment, this present, you're being asked to be present here. This doesn't mean that you wallow in self-pity or that you go in overboard and overdrive because you are on the top of your game and you are just killing it and you're so successful or you're so happy or everything is working out. There's a moment of you needing to reconnect to the bones in this moment, not to rehash them, to relive them, to drudge them up or bring them up, but there's a blessing in being able to sit with those bones, to sit with those things and not run away from them. And some of you guys are going to hear me say that you're running away from it and you're going to ignore it. You're going to shake your head and say, no, I'm not running away from it. I'm healing. Healing to me looks like blah, 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 blah. But I don't know why, but Spirit is confronting the idea of how you're approaching your own healing or your own journey. It's like you're trying to get to this outcome, okay, now I feel better, or we're getting to this place. And there's something about the current that doesn't need to be shifted. These bones are natural. These bones have purpose. They are not all of who you are, but they contribute to things that shape your story that you've lived thus far. We don't go back to those places to relive them, but they hold value, not the sole value of your life, but they show what you've lived through. They're part of your history. And they also will be a part of your legacy because, of course, whatever you're going through, whether it be amazing or just the worst, you're going to get through it. You're going to become better because of it. So if that is the case, then in this moment, whatever that is, let down the guard. Whatever this moment is right now, let down the guard of anxiety, of ambition, of accomplishment, achievement. It's the mask that we wear, and open your heart up to have a conversation with the divine, to have a conversation with your higher self, and begin to talk to those bones. Begin to talk to those fractured pieces of yourself that might be scattered or discarded, or, oh, I've already talked about this, I'm not trying to bring this up. There's something here about the miracle about giving those bones life. And I don't know why I just want to keep saying that. For some of you guys, we're not rehashing the old. You're not taking the bones and like this thing that's bothering. And when some of you guys are probably like, what bones, what does that mean? To clarify, bones are the parts of us that shape our story, that make you feel the way that you feel today. And when I say feel, I don't want you to immediately attribute it to negative feelings or difficult feelings like sadness or disappointment or fear. And I don't want you to think about like feelings of happiness or joy. It's just all of what it is that you are experiencing in this present when you watch this video, all of the many complex layers of what it feels like and what it is to be a human, sitting with those things, sitting with those bones. We're not trying to escape or to move past or to fix or to apply a solution. We just allow them to be. There's this need to sometimes, again, like human beings, we try to get to a comfortable place, to evolve, to shift, to fix things, to make it better. And whether that be our feelings, our hearts, a relationship, a business, whatever the place. And there's something to be said for the human being who sits with the bones of what that looks like and allows it to be, allows it to speak, allows it to reveal to you what happened already. And I know that sounds so like, well, duh, I know what happened. It's one thing to know what happened and to understand or not understand and be like, oh yeah, I lived through that. It's another thing to sit with it and to allow it to speak to you, allow it to tell you or demonstrate to you to a deeper understanding why this had to happen, instead of us running and racing away from it because we're chasing the next thing, whether that be healing. So the place that you feel better, or the place where you're traveling to, or the love relationship. It's about just allowing yourself to sit and to face And I want to tell you that leading into this message today, it was almost like the mind or the energy is so wired to get to the next destination, this final outcome of healing or achievement or accomplishment or bliss or whatever it is, wherever this video is meeting you at. Like, you know this because it's your goals. It's what led up into this moment, for good or for bad, whether you're sitting on the sofa and you're trying to focus on something, but your heart is broken and you're distracted from trying to distract yourself from thinking about it, or whether it be friends energy, or whether it be relationships or hopes for the future or feelings of failure, whatever it is, that situation, all of what your story looks like right now, you know that it has value, you know that it happened, but do you know it? Like, do you really, really know it? Do you really see it? Do you really acknowledge it? Or did it happen and you put it in the back of the closet? Did you bury it? Did you put it here? And it makes sense. It makes sense, like, to put it away and save it for another day when you feel strong or when you feel whatever. But these are the moments, I just want to say this too, like, these are the moments that matter. These bones, these things that we're hiding, that we're burying, that we're putting off to the side, or we're coming back for them later. This is what matters. This is what matters. And I want to acknowledge, and I feel Spirit saying, like, we respect the goal, the ambition to move into the future and to put energy and effort into creating a beautiful future for yourself. But in all of that, don't overlook your bones. Don't overlook the bones. Yeah, I'm getting this message too as I'm looking at it, like, that a part of this thing that's difficult to digest, or a part of this feeling, like a contributing feeling to this present, is sometimes like the things that we feel like we can't do, or the things that we feel like we should do, or what we have to do in order to make something happen. And in that place, I want to tell you that I'm getting this strong sense that Spirit, this is almost like you're canceling out, Spirit saying, like, the word sabotage, like you're almost sabotaging yourself from the actual miracle, because there's layers to this miracle. This miracle means that you'll have deeper understanding of why things had to happen the way that they did. This miracle is the ability to grow your relationship with the divine, with your higher self. This miracle is the blessing that happens when we sit with our bones, we face them, we look at them, and we don't stay in that space for too long, but where it becomes our identity, or it becomes unhealthy, but we're not moving away from an experience so quickly that it doesn't have time. We don't have time to allow it to catch up with us. We don't allow ourselves time, or even the space or the permission to process. And those bones are not going to break down. Like, they just don't break down. And if anything, you can wear it as jewelry. Like, that's kind of how it's coming through. So I want to tell you that there's an opportunity here in this moment, right here in this moment, to receive. Receive what? Receive closeness with the divine, closeness with your own healing, closeness with actual, believe it or not, true happiness, fulfillment, and the ability to thrive. And it would blow your mind to know that, because it's almost as if whoever this video is for, this message is for, it's like you're almost doing all of these things to get yourself to this promised land, or to this positive outlook. Like, even having an optimistic outlook on things, even being encouraging of yourself and laughing. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but sometimes that in itself is not that it's not authentic, but it's another layer to the bones that we hide, the bones that we bury. So I don't know another way to say this, but it's when you allow yourself, okay, You empower yourself, is what Spirit is saying. You empower yourself to get to a natural place, you empower yourself to naturally get to this abundant place of real human experience, love, happiness, joy, all of those things, like a higher level of that, a deeper level of that, by not trying to find a way to fix your life to get you to that place that will happen when you are here present and you sit with it. I hope this makes sense. I don't know if I articulated myself in the way that the divine wish was inspiring me to. I just want to say that before I go, I want to tell you, in my own journey, right? Not to infuse myself into this, but for me, it helps when my friend who's talking to me and telling me something, they apply a moment and experience within their own life. And then I'm like, I'm like relatable. So in my own experience, I have learned that it's those moments that are very uncomfortable for me to sit with. Feelings of overwhelming enthusiasm and excitement for what I can do and what can happen and the potentiality, And then there's also those aggressive, soul-crushing moments, of the end of the world as I know it and what that looks and feels like and everything in between. I've come to learn that the best thing I could ever do for myself is to not rush away from those feelings, good or bad, and to sit with it and acknowledge it and say, as a bone, this is what is happening right now. This is how I feel. This is what happened to lead into me feeling this way. And to not rush out of that and go to the next thing. And what it ends up doing is it helps the anxiety of the mind and the energy in the body to calm down. It helps the body and the mind, soul body, spirit body to connect and to ground and to center and to align. It also, believe it or not, adds so much more, I like gold into my human experiences, because I've given myself all of the space to not look towards the future to get me to the goal of a feeling or whatever, but to allow myself to really feel it, because I'm giving myself the gift of fullness in life, not these hidden quick experiences that I'm darting in and out of. And I believe that Spirit is using bones, the symbolism of a bone or these bones, to represent natural parts of ourselves that we are transforming out of, or we are transforming into. Like, it's just a natural part of our evolution. It's natural. And sometimes we can only see the human form or what it was before, and we can't acknowledge and accept it for what it is, because we don't actually see the value in those bones, when the truth is that they do hold value. They hold tremendous value, but you don't know that if you're quick to bury those bones and get out of there. I love every single one of you. I send every single one of you guys all of my highest intention for this message. I do wish that it reaches those who it's meant to, with perfect divine timing. I do want to say that we also live in some really crazy times. I know you guys know that. And it's just a blessing to enjoy every present moment that we have. It is a gift, and I know you guys know that, but I just move in gratitude usually. And I just wanted to pass that over to you. Also, I want to just end this, the divine is everything to me, and my ability my desire, not just my ability, my desire to connect and to reconnect and then to reconnect and then reconnect and reconnect and reconnect, commit myself to the divine is one of the greatest joys of my life and the lifeline of my life. And I want to say that I wish that for every single one of you guys, and hope that for every single one of you guys who's open to receiving it. And it's something as simple as prayer, intention, going for walks, taking 20 minutes to talk to your angels and your guides, or whatever you worship, whatever you believe. Everybody's story is different, but you can come to it. No judgment of that process, no judgment of each other. It is okay. It is good. Whatever works for you is a blessing, and whatever works for you is a gift, however you want to say that. So, one last thing. Thank you guys for looking past the appearance currently. We are working on reopening the Apothecary in just a few days. November 11th, actually. And when I tell you, okay, whoa, side note, okay, this is BFF Jess coming in. When I tell you, whoa, so, yo, one day I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you guys all that happened. But for right now, it's insane. Like, it's insane. The eclipses, I know that people say, like, don't manifest under the eclipses. I always have. If you guys want me to talk about that, I will. I think it is a tremendous blessing, and I'm Virgo, like Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Virgo Mars, and I am someone who doesn't like change. So you wouldn't even think that I would be the one to advocate for manifesting change or even vibing with eclipses, because they're so incredibly powerful and unpredictable. They are huge portals for major change and blessing. And this is just another one of the things that I'm just like, I don't even know why I'm going off on this tangent right now, but like, if you are very fearful of eclipses, then that tells you that you shouldn't, set intention with the eclipse, because you have fear. Anything that's giving you fear that is not necessary to give you fear, that's not the answer. That's not the way. Having said that, if this fear is coming from fear mongering, like people telling you to be fearful of something, I would encourage you to challenge that minimum, And if you choose not to, I respect that. I do. I respect it. But I also, if a little part of you is just like, maybe I have been under the influence of fear, I would explore that. And I think that's worth exploring. And what does that look like? It could be you going for walks under the light or lack of light of the eclipse, instead of hiding and closing the blinds and hiding yourself away from the world. There's nothing to be afraid of. I want to tell you that a lot of the change that is a trigger point because of the eclipses are changes that we've always subconsciously craved, wanted, knew that it was going to come. We just needed a push. We needed perfect divine timing. And the eclipse, usually, often, divine, miraculously enough, is usually that time. And I'm grateful. And where's all this? Oh, I was talking about, okay, woo! So the Apothecary is going to be opening November 11th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But when I tell you, if it wasn't for those eclipses, I don't think it is wild. One of these days, I'm not trying to be cryptic. I'm not trying to be weird, especially not online. But like, one of these days, we'll look back, or we'll talk. We'll meet in person. I just bumped into someone at Target the other day, and I never got her name. But I was like walking by, and I was like, I have 15 fucking seconds, pardon my French, sorry, 15 seconds to come in here, grab Lysol wipes or Clorox wipes and something. I forget. Air wick, I don't know. And someone's going to be like, Jess, please don't have that in your house. We're boycotting that. I can't keep up on all the things that we're boycotting. So if that is something that is offensive right now, Lysol wipes or air wick, air things, please let me know what happened, because I cannot keep up. You guys know I just clearly all I do is yeah. Anyway, I'm not being shady. I'm just me being honest with you. Sometimes I can't keep up, and I'm not really like go through Twitter looking for the latest scandals. So if I'm saying something right now that's offensive, that's not my intention. I'm just telling you that I went to Target to pick up those things, being totally transparent and honest. And then as soon as I was in the aisle, if you know who you are, girl, please comment, because I was actually looking for like a DM from you. So I just be like, hey, sorry, I wasn't trying to, rush through. And I actually wanted to give you a hug. But she was like, Jess? And I'm like, yeah, yes. And she was like, oh my God, I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm visiting a friend. And I also wanted to tell you too, homegirl, if you, did you go to the beach? Like, I was kind of hoping that you were able to go to the beach. Not that we talked about that. I don't think that we did. But I wanted to. And introvert problems and social awkwardness problems, raise your hand if you can relate to that. But looking back, I'm like, I can't remember what I said and what I didn't say. But I know that that's what I wanted to say. And I hope that whoever you are, wherever you are, that you were able to enjoy your time in this area, because it is a beautiful area. And I hope that you were able to go to the beach. And for everyone else, if you are where you are right now, which is where you are at, maybe try to explore your area and see what's in your area because last thing I'll say, have you noticed that sometimes when you're in a new area, like if you're traveling, you'll explore all these different things that area offers, but in your own hometown, sometimes you don't explore all that your hometown has to offer. There's something to be said about exploring those things. So that's my message today. I love you guys so much. Sorry again for the chaos. I love you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.